Why would you put on the movie right now as I'm filming a video? This video is going to be all about a topic that I have wanted to speak upon for quite some time now. I think on my channel there's a couple of videos of me talking about adulthood or, you know, feeling lost, stuff like that, and I just kind of want to do a follow-up video, you know, a couple months later, how I feel about getting my life in order. I think this video would be helpful to anyone my age who is going through the same thing where you're not technically finding yourself, you're more so like cementing yourself as an adult in the real world, financially, emotionally, all these things. I feel like around this time, life gets very complicated, it gets very difficult, emotionally, financially, all those things, and I want to make a video talking about it. So if you guys want to know 5 things that have helped me go through my transition, then just keep on watching the video. I just want to introduce Mochi. Mochi-chi, come here, come here. This is Mochi. He is my little pug. He's the inspiration for this video because after buying Mochi and realizing that he can't stay, that's why he's staying with Mallory. He's staying with a friend of mine for a while until I find a place of my own, until I buy a car. I just realized that there's just so much that is going on, and he's just the inspiration for this video, and I will explain why. But I just want to introduce him to my channel. This is Mochi, guys. Oh, you're so precious. I love him so much. Alright, okay, go down, go down. Before I get into like the nitty-gritty of the video, I just want to say that the reason why I want to do this is because I feel like there's so many things happening in your early 20s. There's so many decisions that need to be made, and I feel like going out of high school, you know, when you're surrounded by so many people and your decisions are, I don't want to say that they're all because of the people around you, but they are heavily influenced by your parents, your teachers, your guidance counselors, your friends. And I feel like 17, 18, 19, like, I know people move on and do big things with their lives, but I feel like early 20s is really when it starts to get serious, you know what I mean? Because like, I went through college, I did my first year, I was around my friends, I was around my family, I was listening to all these things, and they weren't the best decisions that I've made. And I just want to share my experiences because I feel like I've been really listening to my own voice, and I've been following my intuition lately, and it's been helping me a lot. The first thing I want to say is to really get to know yourself. And I mean, like, you know, spend some time with yourself alone, without your friends, without your family, without coworkers, without any outside interference, you know, just sit down, write some goals, write the 5 things that you want to accomplish in the next year, read a book or something, write what you like about yourself, what you don't like about yourself, what you need to work on. Really evaluate who you are, because it's very easy to get lost in the sea of opinions, and it's very easy, to get lost in other people's voices. Like, there's so many cooks in the kitchen when you're young because everyone wants to make sure you're on this path onto success, you know, but nobody really knows what it's like to walk in your shoes. Just get to know yourself, spend some time with yourself. You're with yourself for the rest of your life, you know, like it's nice when you have your parents to rely on, it's nice when you have your friends there for reassurance, when you have your boyfriend to tell you that he loves you, but it's so, so, so important that you know who you are before anything else. Number 2, what I always suggest transitioning from high school into college or just adulthood in general is to have some sort of income. Just find a steady job, some sort of income, really calculate your yearly income. You know, don't just go to a job just to work. Really understand what your rate of pay is, what you're being taxed, if it's worth it to you, how much you're making yearly, what you can accomplish with this money if you save like 80%, 90%. Find a job, get some sort of income, because out there in the real world, like, you're not gonna have your parents paying your rent, you're not gonna have your parents paying your car payments. They're not gonna be there forever, as sad as that sounds, and I know that this is like the universal truth that everyone understands, but it's said so often that no one really like understands it until it hits them. And I just feel like one way to prevent that kind of issue in your life is to be financially prepared for anything. With that being said, find a job, really calculate your earnings, really take into account what your expenses are, track your bills. I guess my advice, like tip number 2, is just to be financially aware and financially responsible. Definitely, you know, get the job first, but then realize how much you're making, how much you're spending, what your profit is, what your loss is. Working at Chipotle, it's really taught me how to think like with a business-like mind. You don't want to be spending more than you're making, and you want to plan years ahead. You don't want to just be like, oh, for the next couple of months, this is what I'm going to be making. No, you want to make sure that your income is constantly growing. It's not staying stagnant. I know we're young, and I know like we're in our 20s, so you're probably thinking like, oh, Mikaelah, how much money can I make? You'd be surprised. Like if you just grind, look on the internet, find jobs, and stay with a company and grow, like you'll be making a lot of money at a young age. So yes, be financially responsible. Moving on to tip number 3, I think it's really important to write things down. With technology and our phones, I feel like there is no sort of permanence anymore. It's a text message, it's a note, it's fleeting, it's not really like permanent. And what's helped me, I have like a stack of notebooks right behind this camera, and all of it is like for different things, different documents, and it's really helped me to get myself in order, just remind myself that this is business and this needs to be taken care of, you know, like bills, Mochi's vet visits, all that stuff, like serious things that you need to be taken care of. When your next credit card payment is due, like the credit card terms that you agreed to, all those things, all these important documents that you need to really have on hand, like keep them, store them, and write things down so that you really remember what you need to get done. When I was in high school, I would always rely on like typing things up and putting things on my phone, thinking that I would actually go back and remember it, but I was wrong. And that was stupid advice. So what I've done now differently is that I'm more hands-on with my memos. I have them all over my room. I have notebooks. It's always in my bag. And it just helps me to remember a lot, especially since when you're older, you get busier. There's more serious things that you have to handle. And it's not just like all willy-nilly like little essays. It's life-changing like thesis papers and stuff like that. So write things down. It'll help you, and it'll make sure that it sticks in your head. Like I feel like this is so contradictory. Don't complicate life. Like don't overcomplicate it. Just like understand that if you have a plan, if you have a way to execute, you know, your dreams, it's gonna happen. Like just understand that life it gets hard sometimes, but as long as you work hard, things will fall into place for you. You know, as long as you're dedicated, you're focused, you grind. There's no such thing as no in my head. Like I am a firm believer into speaking things into existence. I used to let the word no stop me, but now it's just like, no? Okay, I'll try again. I guess like what I'm trying to say is just don't give up so easily. Don't take life too seriously. Like if something bad happens, brush it off, you know, dust yourself off, get back up again, and fight even harder for what you want. Because I know that, especially the past year, like nothing has been handed to me, and I feel like if I want more, I'm gonna have to work for it the way I've been working for what I've wanted. That has helped me a lot, because in high school I used to think that, oh, I think I'm a good singer, oh, I think I'm a good writer, that means everyone, you know, just should know that I'm a good writer, a good singer, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, that's not how it works. Just like don't take yourself too seriously, like don't beat yourself up over it, but do work hard, do stay consistent, be focused, and yeah, be focused. My last piece of advice is 100% believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one's gonna believe in you. I've said this in so many other videos, I'm gonna keep saying it, because this is the most important thing to remember, is that if you don't think you can do it, why would anyone else think that you can do it? You know what I mean? Like of course people are gonna, you know, wanna build you up and say, yeah, you're gonna be great, you're gonna do this, but if you don't think that you can, you're not gonna get anywhere. Like you have to like really 100% completely believe in your skills and your dreams and your visions and everything in order for you to have that. Don't let the naysayers, you know, don't let them change your mind. Just fuck them. Fuck what people say. Don't pay so much attention to what everyone else is saying. Just focus on yourself, focus on your life, work hard, grind, stay focused. That's what I'm trying to say. Stay focused, believe in yourself, that's it. I really do think that this will help anyone who's going through the same thing as me, or who's going through the same thing as me. And if you guys have any suggestions as to, you know, anyone else who's watching this, just leave it down in the comments below how you got through those difficult years starting off as an adult. Leave me a comment down in the description below if you are going through the same thing, if you have any questions or any suggestions for me as well, because I'm still growing. Aside from that, follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter, and like this video if you liked it. That was so awkward. I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah!